Hi there. Let's jump back into cyber hygiene with privacy and security. In 2017, humans created more data than ever before, creating new challenges around protecting and securing the data for individual users, large companies, banks, small startups, doctors, movie makers, and everyone in between. This means it's more important than ever to be smart about security and privacy in the digital age of computing. Data security is commonly referred to as the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data. In other words, it is all the practices and procedures that are in place to ensure data isn't being used or accessed by unauthorized individuals or parties. Data privacy is suitably defined as the appropriate use of data. When companies and merchants use data or information that is provided or entrusted to them, the data should be used according to the agreed purposes. Think for a second. What are some ways you keep your personal data secure and private? How would you rate your personal security and privacy practices? Do you use strong passwords? Do you practice safe web browsing? Do you send information to strangers over the internet? Let's look at a few ways we can increase our personal digital security and privacy. Strong passwords are critical today. In the last major survey, teens were found to spend about 9 hours per day on some type of connected device. This leads to more accounts, whether it be social media, for school, for email, for coding, for work, or anything else. Each account needs a password to ensure you are the one accessing your data. There are a few tips for ensuring a stronger password. Complex passwords are typically longer in length, contain a combination of lowercase letters and uppercase letters, special characters, punctuation, and numbers. Using different passwords for different accounts is important so that if one password is hacked, only one of your accounts needs to be taken care of, rather than all of them. A few new security practices can help you keep your accounts secure online. Two-factor authentication is used by many companies to add a second layer of security. Think of it like a second lock on your door. A few examples of two-factor authentication are sending a text message to your phone with a unique PIN, calling your phone and having a unique PIN spoken to you, asking you security questions specific to you, like the name of the street you grew up on or the name of your first pet. Password managers are also a great tool for creating complex, diverse, and random passwords. They also store and organize these passwords for you, but remember, you need to keep the master password in a very safe place. Otherwise, you won't be able to access your password manager. It is recommended to write your master password on a piece of paper and store that paper in a secret place, like a safe or other secure location. If we look at these passwords, it's pretty clear which two are more complex and would be more difficult to hack. When creating passwords, there can be a tendency to use familiar words and numbers, but always challenge yourself to use more random characters and stay away from personal details like birthdays, meaningful years, or names. Another way to stay safe digitally is to browse on secure websites. A newer method and security protocol has become more and more used by the web. You have likely noticed some website URLs starting with HTTPS instead of HTTP. The S stands for secure and uses a complex encryption process to ensure your data information are secure. Always verify the URL is the URL you expected to visit and that you are not rerouted to an unsecure or unknown page that may be looking to access your personal details. Increased security has also extended into the hardware of your devices, meaning your actual computer or your smartphone. Apps and websites will often ask if they can access your camera, audio, microphone, or location. So be aware of when you are granting these rights of access to these apps and websites. To check whether a website has access to your camera or location, you can select the secure lock next to the HTTPS in a URL and see the connection details and the site settings. You have probably heard of privacy policies, but likely haven't read through an entire one. Well, you're not alone. Many people agree to these policies without fully reading them. However, these are important legal documents that disclose how websites can gather, store, and share your data. This means you might be giving them rights to sell your information, to read your emails, or to look through your saved photos. To recap, use your best judgment online, whether it is just visiting websites or granting access to your camera or location. Create secure and diverse passwords. Double check the URL of a website. Be careful about entering private information when on a public computer. Stay up to date on the best web security practices. Now, keep exploring, but stay safe and stay private.